So I'm just gonna say, hey, edit the above code to get the last 200 periods instead of the last 20 periods. And I could probably just do that myself really quickly because it seems like it writes out all of the code over and over again, which, is that the best thing to do? I don't know. I feel like they're gonna cut me off at some point and not let me use this because I feel like I'm using a lot of credits. But whatever, I'm gonna run it and see if it changes this. All I need this to be changed to is 200 instead of 20. Now, because that's like 200 lines of data opposed to 20 lines of data, so my 40 SMA is gonna work much better. Because right here, it won't get an SMA for the 40 because there's only 20 lines of data. So I'm just gonna have it run again, and they'll probably eventually cut me off because this is a lot of different code I'm running. But thus far my analysis is, it's super helpful, probably for things that you don't understand. Right now, I know how to do this, and look at that, I just got a network error. So it looks like I'm just pushing it too hard. So let's go ahead and regenerate response. Only one message at a time. Please allow any other responses to complete before sending. So maybe this is the end of my use of ChatGPT. I'm gonna hit refresh. Actually, I'm gonna take all this code before I hit refresh just in case, because this is pretty good code and I can use it. Let's go ahead and now hit refresh. Let's go back here. Regenerate response. Okay, maybe that's all it took. Perfect. I've heard that the cost of running OpenAI and ChatGPT are really mind-boggling. That's at least what the founder Sam says. So I can imagine when I run harder things like this, not just like some, I don't know. I wonder if this takes more credits than, generating like a paper or something. But now it's gonna update it for the 200 periods, and I'm gonna run its next test here off of this. Now we know this test right here didn't work because it just got one price instead of open, high, low, close volume. Now, that's one thing about this is if you're not an experienced coder, like it might be tricky because you wouldn't realize, why didn't this work? Now, I've written so many bots and I've taught this so many times that I know that it wouldn't work because there's only one price and you need 20 total prices to get the mean. But if you're new to this, it might be different. Let's call this exchange, since it's doing that. And let's run another test on this after we make these updates. So I'm gonna delete these two lines and we'll go ahead and try this out. So let's start here. It says set the symbol, and then it gets the open, high, low, close volume data. It looks like it gets the limit of 200 now, which is great. It sets the data frame, which looks awesome to me. I mean, first look. And then it gets the rolling mean. So let's go ahead and pull in all of this here and run it. So retrieve open, high, low, close volume data. That looks good to me. Goes to the exchange, fetches the symbol, the time frame, the limit, and then it converts that data to a pandas data frame. One of my favorite parts of this is that even when it does something wrong, it gives you the English steps, right? So like for the case of initializing the exchange, the first time we did this, it didn't put in my keys, but at least it told me the first step, right? So it's, in my opinion, much better than Google at this point. I'm sure Google has something equally, if not better than this, but at this point, it's like a good way to, it's like a pair programmer, somebody to help you out while you're programming, in my opinion. So I'm liking it a lot, and we'll keep testing this out. So we got the open, high, low data, and then we get the mean of the close, and then the current price. What is the current price? Well, I guess we don't have the current price anymore. But one other thing I could do is print data frame, and this data frame is going to print out the data frame. So let's put that above this one so we can see that at the bottom, and let's just test it out, see how it did. Okay, this is great, I think. Well, it says this is BTC and this is the SMA 20.